All right, today we're looking at polynomial division, right? And our starting point is going to be talking about division in arithmetic. For me, it's important I want to understand why we do things. So let's start there, right? So our very first step is going to be, what happens when we divide in arithmetic? Well, we'll have a term, and this is kind of, let me make this a little bit bigger. Line strokes are maybe here. So we have a term called our dividend, right? That's been divided by another term that we call our divisor. And the result is our answer. And our answer is called a quotient, right? And what's left is your remainder. That is an R. I promise you that's what that's supposed to be. And that remainder is over a divisor. Now, what does that look like generally? Let's take an example. If I go 7 divided by 3, you're going to say 2, sir. And I'll go cool. And I'll say, what's the remainder? You say 1. And it's over 3. So you can write this as 2 and a third. And everybody's happy. And there is applause all around. Ray. Cool. Now, in polynomial division, it's a little bit different, right? I mean, processes are basically the same, but you're dividing by a term in x and a constant. So let's look at an example. Here's an example. Let's go 2x cubed plus 3x squared minus 5x plus 6. And I'm drawing a line here that's not straight, but hey, we're going to divide that by x minus 2. Now, when you're dividing in general, you tend to start with the leading x, right? The leading term, which is here x, right? So you'll say x divides 2x cubed. If I can put this on pencil, 2x cubed divided by x, you're going to get cancellation here, and you get 2x squared. And you put, there's 2x squared, and I go, yay, congratulations. But then here's the thing. Are you dividing by x solely? No, because it says I'm dividing by x minus 2. So the question is, where does the division by the minus 2 portion, the second part of this divisor, come in? Well, here it is. What we're doing here, we're going to say our answer is 2x squared, but then we're going to work backwards and we're going to say, oh, what did we divide by x minus 2 to give us 2x squared? And the simple answer is this: 2x squared times x minus 2. And we end up with 2x cubed minus 4x squared. And then your next question should be, what is this? Where did that come from? The negative 4x squared, right? And the truth is, it's not there. And that's fine, because we can make it work. It's the good thing about math. If it's not following, we can make it work. It wasn't there before. Let's get it in there, right? So that's the idea, So we'd have to divide 2x cubed minus 4x squared by 2x squared to give us, by x minus 2 to give us 2x squared. So what we're going to do for that minus 4x squared that wasn't there, we're going to add it to our dividend. And so we're going to subtract it. So having written this here, we're going to assume, we're assuming that we've already added that minus 4x squared, and now we have to subtract it. So this is why you essentially go, okay, let me subtract now 2x cubed minus 4x squared. And that's why you're subtracting. That's why you multiply by negative 2. You go x times 2x squared is 2x cubed, and then you say minus 2 times 2x squared is negative 4x squared, and I'm subtracting that because you've added an imaginary negative 4x squared to the original dividend, and now you're subtracting it so that you're not changing the value. Cool. We'll make things work here, right? But no, I'm going to subtract, and I don't like that there's empty space here, so I'm just going to add a 0x, and I'll add a constant so that our subtractions are in line, right? And then we get 2x cubed minus 2x cubed is 0. 3x squared minus a negative 4x squared. Remember, minus negative is positive. So 3x squared plus 4x squared should give us 7x squared. Then negative 5x minus 0x. Negative 5x minus nothing is negative 5x, and 6 minus 0, of course, is still 6. And we're good, right? And we repeat the process. That's all this is. That's all these things ever are. It's repetition and understanding what you've repeated, right? Hopefully you can see this. Good. All right. Now, X is going to, in our next step, divide. This x is going to divide 7x squared. So we can say, okay, 7x squared divided by x. Cancellation again. I'm going to get 7x. And then the question is, if I write 7x as a part of my quotient there, what did I divide by x minus 2 to give me 7x? Well, the answer is, I would have had to have divided 7x times x minus 2, which is just going to be 7x squared minus 14x. And again, there was no negative 14x there. So we're going to add it in our imagination because we're good like that. And then we're going to subtract it here, right? So we're going to subtract it here. 7x squared minus 14x plus 0. Cool. So 7x squared minus 7x squared, we get a 0 right there. Negative 5x minus a negative 14x. Again, minus a negative, you're adding. Negative 14x plus, sorry, negative 5x plus 14x. We should end up with 9x. And 6 minus 0, 6. We're almost there, people. So again, leading x into 9x. So what? 9x divided by x is 9. Congratulations. Woo. And what would we have to divide by x minus 2 to give us 9? Right? And there is that imaginary number that wasn't there before, right? So if we are going to put a 9 here, that means that we automatically must be subtracting the 9x and the negative 18. What do we end up with? 9x minus 9x, and then 6 minus a negative 18. 6 plus 18 is 24. So we're there. That's our answer. Essentially, 2x cubed plus 3x squared minus 5x plus 6, when divided by x minus 2, which is our divisor, gives a quotient of 2x squared plus 7x plus 9 and a remainder of 24. We can write that out if we need to. Let me try to do that here. All right, I'm going to just write a final statement down here. 2x cubed plus 3x squared minus 5x plus 6 divided by x minus 2 is equal to 2x squared plus 7x plus 9. I can read my handwriting, I promise. Over 24. Sorry, plus 24 over x minus 2. So something more central. And this is the result. Right? It's where we started when we spoke about it in arithmetic. All right, cool. I'm happy that you're comfortable with the whys of the process. You don't have to do the whys in terms of this entire process on that I did to the right hand side when you're working. What we're going to do is a couple more questions because math is practice. And so let me try to write a question for you just so you can work ahead of me. And I'm going to find a question. Turn my pages. Here's a question. I'm going to ask you to divide for the next video. Just work ahead of me. I need a division of x cubed plus 5x squared plus 3x minus 6, and your divisor is x plus 2. Slight work, have at it, and don't forget to like and subscribe.